everyone, and welcome to the City of Quincy Board of License Commissioners meeting, September 9th at 4 p.m. Sue, can you please call the roll?
Yes. Inspector Bowman.
Present.
Director Conlon.
Present.
Chief Kennedy.
Present.
Chief Smith.
Present.
Chair Crispo.
Present. We do have a full board here this afternoon, and I will read into the record the open meeting law. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made, whether perceived or unperceived, by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. I will get right to agenda item number 1. Hearing regarding the request of Break Rock Brewing for a one-day liquor license for the Quincy 400 Hot Air Balloon and Laser Light Show on Saturday, September 20th at Paget Field, 1 Marymount Parkway, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Jay Southwood. Good afternoon. Why don't you tell us about your event?
Sure. So fortunate to be invited by the city of Quincy. John McDonald and his team always do a great job with these events. I'm not sure exactly where in the field will be set up amongst what will inevitably be some great family-friendly events, the other vendors, but I do know that our plan is to come with our certified servers, offer beer and wine, and I believe Craig's Cafe will also be coming before the board looking to do some adult beverages as well. Should be a unique event. It's supposed to be a hot air balloon and a laser light show, and I don't think that's happened here before, so looking forward to it.
Great, thank you. Anyone here have any questions, concerns regarding Break Rock Brewing for a one-day liquor license for the Quincy 400 Hot Air Balloon and Laser Light Show? Seeing none, board members, any questions, concerns? Okay, looking for a motion.
Make a motion to approve the request of Break Rock Brewing for a one-day liquor license for the Quincy 400 Hot Air Balloon and Laser Light Show, Saturday, September 20th at Pageant Field, 1 Marymount Parkway, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
You're all
Hopefully
set.
See you on the
Thank you.
20th. Thank you.
Okay, should be a fun day. Agenda item number 2, hearing regarding the request of the Fowler House Cafe at 1043 Hancock Street for a temporary extension of premise to their back parking lot for their annual Oktoberfest event with live music on Saturday, October 11th, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. John Mail. Hi, how are you?
Doing well, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. Why don't you tell us about your event?
So this will be the 5th year that we're moving forward with this request to block off the parking lot to put a live music out there. We have 2 outside bar service areas, no open flame, so it's just extension of the bar to the parking lot. And we use our in-house bartenders. It's all in-house staff. All the food's cooked inside the kitchen. And we have crowd controls, myself and the management team, walk around and police the parking lot and make sure there's no underage drinking.
Great, thank you. Anyone here have any questions, concern regarding the Fowler House Cafe at 1043 Hancock Street for a temporary extension of premise for their back parking lot for their annual Oktoberfest? Seeing none, board members, any questions, concerns? I hear it's always a really good event.
It's well attended.
Yeah, that's
Grateful.
great. And did you say live music?
Yeah, so the extension includes the bar and then the band playing out in the back parking lot.
Okay, great, thank you. Looking for a motion.
Motion to approve the request of the Fowler House Cafe, 1043 Hancock Street, for a temporary extension of premises to their back parking lot for their annual Oktoberfest event with live music on Saturday, October 11th, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you. Have a nice night. Thank you.
Agenda item number 3, hearing regarding the request of Woodwood School for Girls, 1102 Hancock Street, for a one-day liquor license for their Evening in Paris fundraising gala on October 4th at 6 p.m. Tony Liang. Good afternoon. Why don't you tell us about your event?
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
The Woodward,
Excuse me, your name for the record?
Alex McGay, head of school at the Woodward School.
Okay, thanks.
And the Woodward Women of Distinction event began in 2007. And it's just a tradition to honor women in the community that embody similar values as Woodward. And we've had a lot of people from Quincy that have been honored during this event. The event's a fundraiser to raise funds for financial aid for deserving students at Woodward. And we had a grant the school won for $100,000. So we're hoping to match at the event this year. And we have great partners in the Fuji Group that are providing the food and beverages for the event.
Great, sounds like a nice night. And any questions, concerns here from anyone in the audience? Questions, concerns from the board? None. Seeing none, looking for a motion.
Motion to approve the request of the Woodward School for Girls, 1102 Hancock Street, for a one-day liquor license for their Evening in Paris fundraising gala on October 4th at 6 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 4, hearing regarding the request of Naya Automotive Services for a garage repair license for the premise located at 664R Washington Street due to the change of ownership, formerly Costy's Auto Repair. Proposed manager Ahmed Abdel Al. Proposed hours Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 7:30 to 1. Ahmad?
Yeah.
Why don't you come up and tell us about your plans?
We'll be open slightly longer hours, providing and conducting the same exact business, state inspection and basic scheduled automotive maintenance and repairs.
You have different hours than the hours?
No, these are the proposed. I think the change is that it used to be closed Saturdays, will be open Saturdays.
Okay, great. Any questions, concerns regarding Nanya Automotive Services for garage repair license at 664R Washington Street? Seeing none, board members, any questions, concerns? Seeing none, looking for a motion.
Motion to approve the request of Naya Automotive Services for a garage repair license for the premises located at 664R Washington Street due to a change in ownership, formerly Costy's Auto Repair. Proposed manager Ahmed Abdel Al. Proposed hours Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturdays, 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. You're all set, thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 5, hearing regarding the request of THAM Management LLC doing business as Hancock Liquors for a transfer of their off-premise package store all alcohol beverage license presently held by THAM Management, Inc., doing business as Hancock Liquors for the premise located at 229 Quincy Ave. The premise is a single-story retail package store of 3,000 square feet. Proposed manager, Phu Wu Tam. Welcome. Hello, why don't you tell us about
Hi, thank you.
your plans at Hancock Liquor?
Hi, I've been working in liquor store for about 25 years, and this is my first business venture. I'd like to start my own business. Been Walston Wines for 24 years, so I had very good experience to run the business on my own.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions, concerns regarding THAM Management LLC business as Hancock Liquor for? Seeing none, board members, any questions, concerns? Seeing none, looking for a motion.
Motion to approve the request of TAM Management LLC doing business as Hancock Liquors for a transfer of the off-premises package store all alcoholic beverage license presently held by FAM Management, Inc., doing business as Hancock Liquors for the premises located at 229 Quincy Avenue. The premises is a single-story retail package store of 3,000 square feet. Proposed manager Phu Wu Tam.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're all set.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Agenda item number 6, hearing regarding the request of Topu Management LLC doing business as Topu for an all-alcohol beverages restaurant license for the premise located at 95 Franklin Street. Proposed manager Ziwen Zhu. Proposed licensed premise is a street-level 2,100 square foot restaurant that will consist of a dining area, sushi bar, kitchen, restroom, and prep and storage area. Welcome, Attorney Chung Lee. Hi, why don't you tell us about what's going to happen there?
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Chung Lee. I'm counsel for Tofu Management LLC, DBA Tofu Restaurant currently operating out of 95 Franklin Street. I believe the restaurant has.
Can you pull that up just a little
sorry.
bit? Thank you.
That better?
Yes, thank you.
I believe the Tofu Restaurant has been open since, I believe, January 2024. Originally, it was managed and owned by the current principal's uncle, but he decided he wanted to leave. And as a result, I believe early on this year, the restaurant Tofu was merged and moved over to the current owner, which is Tofu Management LLC. Now, originally, when Tofu started, the uncle had anticipated that noodles was all he wanted to do, and that it should be sufficient. Surprise, it didn't work out that way. A lot of clientele came in and suggested that a little liquor will work well with Chinese noodles. That's just the way it is. And we started losing some business during '24. Ever since the niece took over, that's why we're in front of this board. We're asking for this board to approve a 7-day beer and wine and cordials license to be operated on the premises. It's very important that we need to emphasize that we are not a bar, all right? This is to be complementary to the foods that we serve. Had it not been that a beer or a glass of wine goes well with Chinese noodles, we probably would not be up here, okay? But it works out that way, and in order to ensure the profitability and survivability of this business, we're in front of this board asking for that. I did hear this morning that perhaps there was some concern of maybe parking or maybe a mass of people there. We wish to stress that, again, this is complimentary. It's not, we're not a bar. We're not anticipating, it's more like a fast food restaurant. We don't anticipate clientele staying there more than 30 to 45 minutes. It's only 20 seats. It's not like we have 100 seats there. Plus, I took the liberty of looking at Google Maps around the location 95 Franklin. If you go up and down the street on that location, there are at least 21 on-street parking spots south of the Tofu restaurant and another 7 that's available north. Now, our dinner times are usually our busy times, if you will, are usually from 6:30, 7 o'clock to maybe 9 o'clock. To the best of my understanding, at that time, that place is pretty much empty. There's really nobody there. So while I respect and I wish to work with the neighborhood to make sure that we do not become a nuisance to the neighborhood, I respectfully submit that the addition of an alcohol to an existing business will not cause what they fear will happen, especially with the credibility of the management staff. While I said the ownership of the restaurant transferred in July of this year, the management remains the same. Ms. Su here has been the manager for this business since last year. So she well understands the neighborhood. She understands how to operate, and she has in excess of 5 to 7 years in the liquor industry in the restaurant business. So she's a citizen of the United States and a resident of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and therefore she understands the rules and regulations as promulgated for liquor service within Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the city of Quincy. So we respectfully submit that we will be a good neighborhood. We will watch out that it does not turn into a fiasco in the area. And we're hoping that this board and the neighborhood will allow us to do that. Thank you.
Great, thank you. I'd like to offer anybody here, any questions, concerns, can please come to the podium. Thank you. Right.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
Yes, my name is Tom Ty. I live at President's Crossing Condominium, Unit 303. I'm here today to speak to deny this all alcohol license. First of all, you just mentioned about working with the neighborhood. There was no such meetings or nothing. The first thing I knew about it is my certified letter from Attorney Lee showing that this meeting was going to be held. We never had any meetings prior and talks about it now. The original owner of that property, the whole property is owned by the Dunner family, Dunkin' Donuts. They own the business there. I'm very surprised they're doing this because when they were proposing their changing the business, buying, touring down the retail stores, there was an ice cream shop, there was a cleaner, a woman cleaner, and then there was a hungry Tommy. Now, hungry Tommy, he did move. He knew he was going to take the thing. He moved to 35 Franklin Street now, and I think he might have a beer license now. I'm not sure though, but he's got it's over 3,000 square feet. This piece of, also on their house was long, they took down a big, it was a rooming house, I don't know how many units are in there now. And also besides, our 26 units, right in the driveway. You come out their door, you're looking at the unit, the doorway's right in the side. In front of the building is a big Dunkin' Donuts. So then furthermore, so they had numbers of meetings, we went to it, and they was ready to go forward, and they said that what they were looking for to keep the old Dunkin' Donuts, get like a retail store, insurance property, or something like that. They never said anything about doing this, having something like that. That's why I'm surprised the owner's not here, the Donovan, because I've seen him a lot prior to this going up. And they're doing that work. When they first started doing that work, there was a lot of complications, but it turned out very good because our parking lot used to be, it was a cut through to Dunkin' Donuts and cheat into the line. They would come on our Federal Ave, come out to our driveway, and the city did put up no parking in the driveway. But sometimes they try and get out, they blow the horn, they wouldn't even move because they didn't want to lose a spot for some of these. So when the new system came in, and it was a nightmare for the city, the traffic. Some days would be out the Federal Ave, the bank there. And so anyways, when I was there, when they had the grand open house outside, and I happened to see the owner. I said, how's everything going? Did you find out anything coming into the next door? He said, she said cheese and Chinese restaurant. He says, but it's mostly a takeout restaurant. Then after that, he left, and the mayor Coke came by. I said hello, and I asked him about front of our condo is two bus line there, and the trash we get from Dunkin' Donuts and from 7-Eleven, waiting for the bus, and they were just throwing it. He said he would take care of it, and he did that. But he didn't say, they haven't got someone yet for that. And I said, well, the owner just told me it was going to be a Chinese takeout. He said, another? I said, I hope not. So after all these things, I think we should deny this application. And all alcohol is so small, the parking, it's parking 1 hour on Franklin Street now. There's not that much parking. They'll be coming to our lot, taking parking spots from there. I don't know if they're doing a takeout, because I thought it wouldn't be a successful takeout place. Because we have, right next door to this, we have the old Alfredo's Yeah, the Fusion Kitchen bought that, and they paid a lot of money for that property. And then they paid a lot of money doing over there. They had a long time before they came in there. And at first it was slowly, but they're very successful. We've had no problems with them. Because at first, when I moved in 2008, and there was problems with them parking in our lot. When I became a trustee, I had them we got a fence up dividing the two properties. And that was worked out. There's no one parking illegal from them. And also the occupancy. How many people you gonna get into this?
20
Yes.
people, 20 seats.
They'll be squeezing in, but what do they need an alcohol license for? I just don't understand it.
All set?
That's about it. I just,
Okay, thank
based on
you.
what I told you, I hope you deny this license. This stuff, I'm meeting the community after they come here, it's like a sneak attack. No meeting, come in here, hopefully no one comes. I usually I'll wait these 2 weeks, like I did, I wouldn't even get a notification. There's only one person that showed up because people work. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I get a chance to respond?
We're going to let,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you.
did you wish to speak?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to start.
I actually have some questions. So, does this request
Would you
change?
please give your name
Oh, my
and
name is
address?
Maureen McLaughlin. I live at 87 Franklin Street, Unit 301. And we overlook this restaurant, which, as Tom said, used to be a Dunkin' Donuts. And then the Dunkin' Donuts moved over a lot to extend the drive-through, because we had a lot of problems with there being backup a block or two in the street. We couldn't get in and out of our building. So one, I have a concern, us thinking there's a lot of parking and parking spaces on the street. There's not. We thought this was going to be a takeout restaurant, which is why there wouldn't be a need of that many parking spots. Most of this parking lot is a long Dunkin' Donuts drive-through, number one. Number two, I just am curious if this is going to change the hours of the restaurant. Is it going to stay open later? And if it's going to be subject to certain times that the restaurant has to shut down. And three, are there different policies for beer and wine versus liquor? Can we maybe consider a beer and wine application, or does it have to be a full liquor application, of which I think there are different standards? So,
There are differences in the applications, first and foremost, but there was no change of hours as far as I understood it. Is there?
If I may,
Of course, if you don't mind.
yes, please.
if I may interject, I've heard the two neighbors say that, why do we want a full liquor license? With all due respect, we're not applying for a full liquor. We're applying for a beer and wine.
It
It
is,
was changed to full liquor due to the addition of cordials.
You-
If you want to change, we don't have the cordial.
We're only interested in beer and wine, perhaps some cordial, but
so
it's
if
not
there
going
is
to be.
some cordial there, it's
Okay.
a full.
Okay,
So-
I just want to make that
Yep.
distinction, yeah,
So-
because when you say 7 all alcohol, certainly that's a different animal in and by itself, and I totally agree with that. I don't know how we can fit a 7 all alcohol with a seating capacity of 20 to begin with, so. So I just wanted to, did you have something else this time? I didn't want to interrupt, okay. With regards to the parking, I understand that in the old days, there were a lot of traffic going in and out of the driveway. We do have 5 dedicated parking spots with our exit right next to Franklin Street. As I indicated before, our anticipation is not use any of the parking spots in Dunkin' Donuts. So any traffic that's coming in and out of Dunkin' Donuts should not be from our facility. It ought to be from Dunkin' Donuts. So I respectfully submit that if there are any future problems with that, it would have to do with perhaps Dunkin' Donuts and not us. And I'm not trying to shift the blame, but certainly we will try to enforce our parking to our 5 dedicated spots, which is like right next to the restaurant with an exit without having to go to Dunkin' Donuts and all that if we had to. So we can do that. In terms of hours, no change in hours. I believe alcohol regulations, we will agree to maybe an hour, last hour before closing, last call, and we would certainly be agreeable to that. That's not an issue. With regards to holding a meeting without informing the neighborhood, we did first and foremost, I did, first and foremost, contacted Councilor Minton right from the beginning. And I did ask Councilor Minton, are there any neighborhood issues, or would you like us to set up a neighborhood meeting so that we can visualize and hear what potential issues are in the neighborhood so that we can perhaps address them? Councilor Minton told me that there was no need to do that. So with all, I don't mean to neglect you guys, but we were informed by the city councilor that that was not necessary. If I had known that the neighbor wanted, I most certainly would have done that.
If I could speak for
Yeah.
the counselor, I did speak with him today, and he was mostly concerned about the use in the neighborhood, and it is permitted for that. So that's why he didn't feel it deemed necessary for the meeting, and I understand your concerns for sure.
Can I speak one minute?
Yep.
Can I go-
I just wanted to also make note that I did get an email from Counselor Ash, the Ward 2 counselor, who said he spoke with you, Mr. Tai, and that there were concerns, which you brought up, which was the all alcohol and the parking and Fusion Kitchen being on the other side. I will tell you that we are equal opportunity, and we don't want to say just because there's one here, there can't be one, adjacent. So, but we hear your concerns, and the attorney does as well as taking notes. But if you'd like to say something
All I want to
else.
say is, when I got that letter about
I just want you to be clear and be able to be recorded, sir. Thank you.
I got that letter, I did call Councilor Dan Menton, and I left a voicemail, and I also called, because Ward 2 is right next to us, and usually we have comedians, they're invited to it too. And they didn't know it was coming up and nothing like that. And that's the first they knew about, that's what they told me.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
So, thank you very much for your comments. So I'd like to finish this by saying, we respectfully submit that I don't think the issues that were brought up by the neighbors would be a reality. However, we do have an open door. We want to become part of the neighborhood. If there should be some issues which occur in the future, we will be most happy to work with the neighborhood to correct any problems if there should be some in the future, within reason, of course. And, we want to be part of Quincy as well. So with that, I you back. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
All set. Thank you. Oh.
Well, why don't you take a seat? And we'll hear from the board. Any questions, concerns from the board?
Just had a question on the parking, sir. You mentioned 5 dedicated spots. Are those going to be signed just for your bill, just for that restaurant, and not like 5 in front of the,
That's my understanding. It says for local parking.
okay. My, if I could just, my
Yes.
feeling, and I understand, I worked that area for a while on patrol, and I understand the old Dunkin' Donuts was a nightmare on Franklin Street, and it seems to have improved a little bit when they moved over. I remember thinking, I can't believe people want a coffee that bad, that they're going to wait all the way down to the bank to get it. But from my perspective, I think that, we have a local Quincy business that is suffering because they don't have a beer and wine license, and I am sympathetic to that. And, we want our businesses to do well in the city. There's also an avenue that if it does become an issue, and we do give them a beer and wine, or basically the all alcohol license, because they want to have cordials, there is a mechanism that if there is a problem, we can bring them back in front of the board. So I think, from my perspective alone, I would like to give them the opportunity to try and save their business with a beer and wine license or the all alcoholic license. And if there is an issue and it becomes a problem, and, for a small 20-seat restaurant, I don't see it becoming a major problem. And so I would be in favor of it. But-
Can I ask one question?
Yes, sir.
Does the owner of the property know about this?
I don't know.
I think they should be told about it.
I think that's a question
I know
for-
they didn't want something like this coming. I mean, shocked.
To the best of my understanding, he does understand what we're going through. I just want to apologize. Unfortunately, I wasn't privy, or at least my client wasn't privy to any private conversations between the neighbors previously. Had I known, I probably would have gotten in the middle and tried to explain what we're trying to do, but I wasn't privy to it. So it's not that we're trying to ignore you. I just didn't know. But to the best of my understanding, yes, the answer is Eleanor does know what we're trying to do.
But just for the record, so it's recorded, that he said the owner did know that they were going to do this.
Any other questions, concerns?
Can we continue this for 2 weeks? So we'll look for further input?
Well, we're on for next week, but, we could certainly continue it to the October
It's October 7th.
7th, and perhaps,
There seem to be too many unanswered questions. I'd like to know myself.
certainly. Make a motion to continue? If we're all in favor?
Sure, I mean, of course, we want to work with the neighborhood and the board, of course. To the extent that we can help you see and understand what we're trying to do, you're more than welcome.
Well, will give us an opportunity to reach out to the ward councils and also the owner of the building and find out if everyone's on board.
I did speak to Counselor Minton, and like I said, he did not have any concerns with the use there. And the same as I said for Fusion Kitchen, equal opportunity comes into play, and we don't want to discourage you from leaving or losing your business for that matter. We do hear the concerns of the neighbor. Is there a fence on that side, on the side,
Well, there's a fence, yes.
so that's not going to impact your parking
It's a driveway.
going through?
When Dunkin's got changed, they put a fence all the way around their property, which borders us.
Okay, so no one's cutting through the parking lots anymore?
But It's a four-story building. You're getting a station, right?
Yes.
They especially want to be there all night.
No, this is only open for dinner. It closes at 9 o'clock.
And it's,
10 o'clock, excuse me.
is there a lunch crowd or is it just dinner?
It's principally from 6:30 to 7 o'clock to around 9:30-ish.
So you sort of also capitalize on the fact that Dunkin' is not nearly as busy as it is during the day.
Well, it might be a strategic advantage for us in the sense that there's less traffic. That's why I mentioned earlier, if there was an issue with parking, certainly after 6 o'clock, it's pretty much dead, in terms of traffic and parking. So that's what we'll have full utilization of all 21 spots, 28 spots on the street. If we could.
I'm just looking for a motion, if we want to move forward or if we want to,
Would you like to move forward or continue?
I would prefer to move forward, sir, with all due respect. I would like us to.
Yes.
Because we kind of went through a whole year of this, and if I may mention, and I mentioned before that the uncle originally owned this, he couldn't make it happen. We could have just let it go. I mean, because he was failing, but the niece chose to keep with this residence. We believe that we just need to find a way where we can keep it above water, and this is one we got, and we're committed to, basically. So with those, I would like to move forward, but again, it's at the discretion of the board.
Yeah, that's the motion. Chief?
Do you want to push it to, did you make a motion before, or do you want me to?
No, that was just a suggestion.
Okay.
He appreciate a vote tonight, I'm all in favor of that.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to approve the request of Topu Management LLC, doing business as Topu, for an all-alcoholic beverages restaurant license for the premises located at 95 Franklin Street. Proposed manager, Jiwen Zhu. The proposed license premises is a street-level 2,100 square foot restaurant that will consist of a dining area, sushi bar, kitchen, restrooms, and prep storage area.
And we'll do a roll call vote on this, Sue, if you could call the roll.
Yes, Inspector Bowman,
Aye.
yay.
Yay.
Director Conley,
Aye.
yay. Chief Kennedy,
Yay.
Chief Smith,
Yeah.
Chair Crispo,
Yay.
that's 5 votes in favor.
You're welcome. We will be mindful going forward to keep an eye out, make sure that the parking is.
Absolutely. We will actually inform all of our
Mhm.
if we discover any of our clientele blocking up the driveway on their, that we certainly will order them to stop that from the client.
We can do a 6-month check-in. We'll have the inspectors go out and do a 6-month check and reach out to you, Mr. Ty, as well.
What's the hours now? Is it 10 o'clock? Closing?
10 o'clock closing, so they'll call their last call at 9.
9.
I just think it's so small. I mean, the city of Quincy's doing a lot of building, a lot of apartment buildings. One of them, I think, is going to, the first 2 floors are going to be restaurants. All the apartment buildings are going now. The first floor is going to be rented. You ride by there, you don't know the stores there, because you see Dunkin' Donuts, restaurant. You have to go into the driveway, and they have a sign on the side, same side, she was on right there.
We'll come back and look at it in 6 months, and if there's an impact, we may be able to do something to help, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think-
Oh, yeah, I'm closing out. Looking for a motion to accept the minutes from the August 12th hearing and waive the reading.
Motion to accept the minutes of the August 12th hearing and waive the reading.
Second.
Our next hearing will be September 16th. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you.